The Bears yesterday improved to 8-3 on the season with another gritty, chaotic, beautiful, ugly, but incredible victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Nahshon Wright played like a man fighting for his long-term contract with the Chicago Bears. Montez Sweat made his presence felt throughout the game, and Caleb Williams dropped 3 touchdowns as well. The rookies also went crazy. We're going to talk about the winners and losers from yesterday's game, the player that stood out both positively and negatively, and we're going to dive a little bit into the mailbag while looking at the playoff picture. All that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. We're going to do what we do every single Monday after a game, and we're going to be breaking down the players that stood out both positively and negatively in yesterday's win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And because things have been so good, we're gonna focus on the best things that stand out in yesterday's game. And the first one being Nahshon Wright. Nahshon Wright continues to just ball all the way out, man. Getting a interception yesterday as well. And that led to the Chicago Bears' first points of the game, also with him forcing that takeaway. And then Nahshon Wright continues to just make big plays. Now, there's some things that he misses, but he does get those takeaways. And you can't deny it. Nahshon Wright finished with 6 tackles, 1 interceptions, 2 pass breakups as well. And with Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon set to return maybe as early as this Friday's game against the Eagles, and you got to question how good the Chicago Bears secondary could be when things adding him to C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson. It could be fun. We could see that. But definitely one of the players that stood out, one of the best performances yesterday was Nahshon Wright as well. Also got to talk about Montez Sweat. Listen, Montez Sweat, I laid out a very simple challenge for Montez. I just wanted to see Montez Sweat make his impact felt in every game. There are too many games at the beginning of the season where, you wouldn't even know that Montez was out there. And so I just wanted to see a game where the presence of Montez, or see a stretch where Montez did something every single game. And listen, for what it's worth, he stepped up big. He's had some pretty big stretches. He's up to 7.5 sacks now on the year, looking like he's probably going to finish the year with double-digit sacks with the way things are going as well. Montez Sweat was the pass rush yesterday. He was the entire pass rush. 2 sacks against Mason Rudolph yesterday as well. A strip sack that included in that was recovered, and he almost had a 3rd sack as well. So listen, Montez Sweat had himself a big game, and he continues to play really well for the Chicago Bears now. He's forced 3 fumbles, has 7.5 sacks with 25 solo tackles on the season, 35 tackles in total, and he's deflected 5 passes as well. Montez Sweat is quietly, all things kept, is having a really big season for the Chicago Bears and is performing more like the player that we are paying him to be, and you got to love to see that from Montez Sweat. So hats off to Montez Sweat for another big game. Next up, Caleb Williams. Listen, don't let the bad play that Caleb Williams had in that fumble fool you. Now, that's not to say he didn't have some bad throws, some miss. A big part at halftime yesterday was talking about Caleb Williams and his completion percentage and what it was. And it was a tale of 2 halves for Caleb Williams. He was a much different quarterback in the second half of the game, much more efficient, higher completion rate as well. Still threw for a touchdown also in that. On the season now, Caleb Williams has 2,568 yards, which is 233 yards per game, 16 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He's been sacked 7 times. There's a QB rating of 91. Caleb Williams has had himself a really, really good season, despite what some of the haters will tell you. 19 of 25 that he had in yesterday's game as well. 239 yards, a 104 passer rating. Also, when it came down to those things, so he had a really good game overall. Those stats were after the bad throw that he had. But listen, Caleb Williams put a really solid game together for himself. You gotta love to see Caleb Williams start putting things together. Next up, DJ Moore. When you talk about the quarterback, you got to talk about the wide receiver as well. And, DJ Moore has been passed by Rome Odunze as far as the top target. Rome Odunze is going to get more targets than DJ Moore, but we still find ways to get DJ Moore involved in the game. And this is a game like this where DJ Moore reminds everybody exactly how good he can be for the Chicago Bears team. There are a lot of people that started, of course, after drafting Luther Burden, let's trade DJ Moore, let's do all these type of things. But all things kept, DJ Moore is having himself a solid season. We don't have the passing numbers for us to have 2 wide receivers in 1,000 yards or anything like that. We'll see how close we can get to that. But DJ Moore yesterday, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's an average of almost 13 yards per reception as well. DJ Moore had himself a game. Second in targets only to Rome Odunze, who had 9 targets. DJ Moore continues to put things together and have his season looking pretty damn good. He has 3 touchdowns now in the year for 485 yards on 36 receptions. He's averaging 13.5 yards per reception as well. DJ Moore's put together a really solid season for this Bears team, and he's definitely somebody who deserves to get noted as one of the best players and standouts in yesterday's game. He also passed 8,000 receiving yards as well for his career, and that's a very impressive note for him. Then we also got to give some credit to the linebackers who stepped up yesterday. The Bears were down Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Noah Sewell. DeMarco Jackson and Min, those guys really both stepped up hugely for the Chicago Bears. You look at Jackson, he had 15 total tackles in that 1 tackle for a loss. Min as well, 14 total tackles. Both these guys, they came in and they performed pretty well, and that's all we ask for them to do, is that take advantage of this opportunity, play within the scheme, show what you can do, show how you can help contribute to this team. And DeMarco Jones and Amin both did that in yesterday's game. And those guys definitely deserve to be notated because it would have been very easy with none of your starting linebackers to overlook or to excuse some bad play from players that have stepped in and play a role that isn't usually what they need to play. Those guys not only stepped into those roles, they performed statistically wise amazingly with that. Now, the Bears defense had some flaws. We'll talk about that here in a second, but overall, the team played really, really well. And you got to love seeing the way that they both performed yesterday. Now, on top of that, we're going to talk about another group, the rookies. Tight end Colston Loveland. Luther Burden had a big play. Kyle Monangai, who stepped in for DeAndre Swift, who's definitely going to be on one of the worst aspects of yesterday's game. Those guys all stepped up to all make some pretty big plays and have some pretty big times as well. Colston Loveland finished with 49 yards and a touchdown. Luther Burden, he plays more snaps than Olamide Zaccheaus as well. He had 3 catches for 46 yards, 1 rush for 15 yards from Luther Burden. And then Kyle Monangai, he was key to our success that we had on the ground. With that said, 12 carries, averaging over 4 yards per carry and a touchdown from him. Also, got to love what those guys had. Those rookies all had pretty big games. And the fact that people started doubting the Bears rookie class a little bit, they gave you that. But let's also not overlook Ozzy Trapilo, who stepped up. He had his first NFL start at left tackle as well, stepping in for Theo Benedict. And he did a really good job against the pass rush as well. He allowed only 1 pressure also in that. Ruben Hippolyte made his first start as well. He, with the 3 linebackers all being out, he had 2 tackles. It was okay. He did exit the game with a shoulder injury. And then Luke Newman as well stepped in for Jonah Jackson for a short period of time as well. The Bears rookie class all had their moments in yesterday's game, and they all deserved some credit as a class and as what they did, because we don't win those games without the performances of those guys. And Ben Johnson in his post-game, hype up with the team, he talked about those guys and the way that they stepped up as well. So got to give credit for them for how they did it. But let's flip this and look at some of the worst aspects of the Bears. And we got to start off with DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was bad yesterday. Even to the point where Eric Bieniemy had him on the sideline. You could tell Eric Bieniemy was chewing him out, was going off on him. And it's unfortunate. Like the Bears run game, of course, we didn't go over 100 yards against the Steelers. We got held to 99 yards. And a big part of that was DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was he wasn't good last night. 8 carries for only 15 yards. We need better from DeAndre Swift. I trust that we will get better from him because he's been better before, right? And I do think, everybody's going to have a bad game at some point. Yesterday was hopefully just DeAndre Swift's bad one because we're going to need him. We have the second toughest schedule remaining in the NFL. We're going to need DeAndre Swift to be better. Kyle Monangai is great, and I love that we trust Kyle Monangai, and he's earned a role as the season goes on. But with the Bears having one of the toughest schedules, and we're actually now the 4th in toughest schedule, Green Bay, the Colts, and Detroit all have technically tougher schedules than us. The Bears sit at number 4 in that, but we are going to need DeAndre Swift and a double-headed rushing attack to be what we can be at the end of this season. But then also got to give it out for the worst parts of yesterday's game as well. The Bears' run defense. It made the Pittsburgh Steelers, which ranked towards the bottom of the league in rushing yards per game, look damn near elite. 186 yards on the ground they had with 2 touchdowns as well, and that's just not what you need from this team. You need them to be better when it comes down to it. Gainwell had 10 carries for 92 yards. He averaged 9.2 yards per carry. Warren had 18 carries for 68 yards. That's 3.8 yards per carry and a touchdown as well. The Bears just gave up too much on the ground yesterday, and I want to see the Bears improve on that, especially, like I said, as the competition is starting to stack up and get better for the Chicago Bears. We need better production out of some of these aspects of the team. So there you go there. Now, with that said, that moves us to our next topic. The Bears' playoff chances right now, we have a 62% chance of making the playoffs as things happen right now. That is what the odds are giving us, is a 62% chance of making the playoffs. And we look at the Bears' schedule coming up, right? It's a difficult schedule. Now, the Bears right now sit 3rd overall in the NFC. You love to see that. We're behind the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. We actually take we take the field against on Friday against the Eagles, so we have that to look forward to. But the Bears are right up there, and they're right in the thick of things as far as the NFC playoff picture. They have put themselves in the thick of things. We are 1 win away on the season from finishing the season with a winning record for the first time since I have been doing this show, right? And so hopefully we can get there, but it's going to be a difficult schedule to get there. We face off against Philly, Green Bay, then we have a game against Cleveland, okay? Another game against Green Bay, then San Francisco and Detroit. Those are teams, all those teams are going to be really tough games for the Chicago Bulls, especially even Cleveland with that defense. You cannot overlook them at all, right? So it's going to be something that you have to look out for. The Bears are going to have to be tough in that. You look at our opponents, Green Bay, winning record. The Niners, winning record. We already know that. The Detroit Lions, winning record, right? So, we have face off against a lot of teams, more teams than not that we face off against have winning records. The only team with a losing record, as a matter of fact, is the Cleveland Browns, who did get a win yesterday, I think, as well. So, the Bears are going to have to lock in, going to have to bear down and get ready, because if the Bears really want to make the playoffs, some things are going to have to improve. Now, luckily, it looks like we're getting Jalen Johnson back. We're getting Kyler Gordon back. TJ Edwards is going to make his return at some point in time. Things are a little bit more cloudy in regards to Tremaine Edmonds. We could be looking at Ruben Hippolyte to really get an opportunity here over the next month and continue to raise up in his game. But that's going to all put kind of more onus on the Chicago Bears and what they need. So our defense can improve. Our offense is starting to find more and more balance with the run game and those type of things. But this is the 62% chance to make the playoffs is great. And that's higher than any place that we've been at this point of the season, for the last 5-6 years, of course, with that. So with the NFC playoff picture really starting to formalize and take that shape, and it's going to be a difficult run and go to the playoffs, the Bears sit right in a really good spot in the thick of things. They're going to drop some of these games. I mean, if they clear the table, that'd be amazing. I doubt that they're going to do that, but they're going to probably drop some of these games over the remaining 6 games that we have. But this is why stacking wins, and this is why when people talk about the Bears haven't beat nobody, this is where, beating those teams that you're supposed to beat matter, because that helps you have a little bit of buffer. For the Bears, I'll say this, over the final 6 games, at least 3-3. I think that that's a good mark. At least if you can walk out of this at 500 over the final 6 games of the season and finish at 3-3, which would then have your overall finish at 11-6. That is a really great season for the second year of a quarterback in Caleb Williams, the first year of a rookie head coach in Ben Johnson, and so many rookies and young players as well that have been in the rotation, and the injuries that you had to your defensive backs for the large part of the season, which is one of the most important aspects of Dennis Allen scheming on the defensive side of the ball. So all those things all coming together, this has been the Bears in a really good spot right now. Now we got to see how we're going to benefit and build off of that, and how we can use this as a launching pad to actually get into the playoffs. But things are looking really good for the Bears. And one of the tests come up. Quick turnaround time. The Bears take on the Philadelphia Eagles on Friday. So short turnaround time for this. And one of the questions now become about how well does Ben Johnson have this team prepared on a short week, right? And, Ben Johnson said this. It's something we've been mindful of the moment the schedule came out. I know our defensive coaches were certainly in the office a little bit later towards the end of the week. They're getting ahead. We'll have some coaches go into the office after the game here tonight. Then, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be full steam ahead. We actually get an extra day. Normally you go Sunday to Thursday at least once a year. So Sunday to Friday is actually going to be pretty nice. So Ben Johnson, for what it worth, seems like he's ready. He's going to have his team ready. And now the Bears have been in what I've been calling the playoff push. We are in the playoff push. Can we come out of that and can we make it? We got returns coming back on the defensive side. Those things could really work well for the Bears. And let's continue to gain this rhythm and momentum on the offensive side of the ball. Let's go out here and let's stack some damn wins and let's get to the playoffs. At this point, it's doubtful. It's like people like Darius said they were about the Bears getting into the playoffs, all those type of things. Don't knock on Darius because I understand his pessimism. Let's get to the – we're so close that that we can taste it. I want the playoffs. I've been hesitant to say I want at least the wild card. Let's go out there. Let's get this playoff game. Let's get it fucking done. Let's get it done. All right. With that said, like we do after every game, we dive into the mailbag a little bit. We got 2 voicemails we're going to get into. This one's from RJ.
Man, what it do, Chicago Bears Central family? Man, it's your boy RJ calling in from Mississippi again. Man, first off, I want to, just thank you boys for the work y'all doing, man. Man, it's like I gotta watch the game and then watch y'all podcast at the same damn time. Man, listen to C-Dub call the game, man. He betting them damn announcers on ESPN radio, man. Y'all boy be doing the damn thing. Man, big Steve-O, he always had me tripping. Big Kev had me taking double shots all day after the game, man. The energy you boy bring, man, I love it. Keep it up. Man, next thing I want to get into, man, this Bears coaching staff. Oh, my goodness, dog. Man, I give all the props in the world to Mike Tomlin, man. That man has been a great coach for many years. Nothing but winning seasons. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, he hit us with the okie doke on that second. We thought it was gonna be a tush push, and he flipped that hole to the edge. Man, I was sitting there like, oh my goodness. But goddamn Ben Johnson say, hold my beer. Man, y'all might think I'm a rookie, man, but let me show y'all what the Bears is about. Man, that damn CJ Gardner-Johnson, man, when Ramsey shoved Caleb out of bounds, even though he wasn't all the way out of bounds and it was still legit, man, Gardner say, fuck that, man. He grabbed Ramsey like, man, you got us fucked up. Man, this ain't the old Bears where they like, man, bag out. Man, y'all better not touch my quarterback on both sides of the ball. These boys ain't playing, man. This O-line, oh my goodness, man. Where they getting them from? Theo go down, Trapilo step up, Jackson go down, Newman step up. Hell, man, what Pat Designer say yesterday? Pat Designer say, man, as a Chicago Bears fan, half of the defense is just dead. Half of the defense was dead. And we got motherfuckers coming there. We just signed out the practice squad last week, 15 tackles. Amen O come back, 14 tackles. Ooh, man. When we get back healthy, man, the Bears gonna be a real problem, man. They gonna be a real problem. Man, I didn't want to see Kyler and Jalen get rushed back this week, knowing we had a short week. But goddamn, if they can come back this week, and Tyreek can go and stay out, give him the week off, let him heal if we get Jalen and Kyler back. Because I'd love to see Jalen, Kyler, and Nahshon Wright. And if we can get T.J. Edwards back, man, I think them linebacker core still be good with Sewell.
We always appreciate the support, my boy. Always. I want to be clear on that, right? This coaching staff is legit. And I love seeing the culture that's shifting in Chicago. And a lot of that is come down to the coaching staff and the expectations that we have here. Of course, Ben Johnson. Of course, Dennis Allen. But, also our positional coaches, right? All those type of players that we have in here. Like, we got people in here, Al Harris, that makes a difference in this. And listen, I heard some reports that Al Harris could get scooped by another team to be their DC. And that could be a possibility, right? Bears aren't winning pretty, but they're winning when it matters the most. And that's the thing that matters to me right now. We're worried about polishing things off and fixing them in the offseason so that way we can win at a prettier rate next year. but the Bears are grinding out these wins. That is the most important thing here. Get and stack those wins. This Bears team is doing it. I believe in this team, and I feel like we have a really good chance to talk about the playoffs this year. A really, really good chance. Let's see if we can get there. All right, let's get into this last voicemail, man. This one's from T.Y.
Yo, CBC, it's your boy T.Y. from the South Side, man. That dub, man. 8-3. Now, all we need to do is just focus on continuing to mold ourselves within the Ben Johnson system. I'm not going to lie. Ben Johnson has been most definitely the key to a lot of this success, you know what I'm saying, with the maneuver, you know what I'm saying, being able to move people when he needs them to be moved, you know what I'm saying, utilizing the people and getting the most out of them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm loving this because all those who was talking that ish and saying all that, they guaranteeing the Bears not gonna make it, national media, local Bears fans and stuff like that. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Y'all don't know this, but when Chicago get the rolling and we have some type of momentum, man, it's different, man. We start looking different, especially when we got the right pieces in the right places. So people gotta understand, man. Don't ever in your life doubt Chicago, especially when we got momentum like this. Don't ever doubt us and don't ever guarantee that we not going to do what we supposed to do. Because what everybody else don't know is we most definitely, as a team, as this whole team, we most definitely are not bitches. They think we bitches, but we not. We most definitely not bitches. We most definitely not scared. And I low-key wish that we would have played Aaron Rodgers. But, you know, it is what it is. We got the dub. But, man, we got to move on to the next week. Philly, take on, you know what I'm saying, fight for this divisional, you know what I'm saying, spot or conference spot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because we already first in the division. Now we trying to be, you know what I'm saying, up there, you know what I'm saying, tippy top with the conference. But hey man, all I know is we winning and we doing the right things, and well, not always. It's not always perfect either. I'm not saying it's perfect. We got some stuff that we need to work on, but for surely, man, Ben Johnson, thank you. So you already know it's Chicago up. Stay down.
Listen, what the national media has to say about the Bears really matters to me at this point. Like, the Bears are beating the teams that are in front of them. That's all you can ask to do is beat the teams who are in front of you. The Bears are beating the teams that are in front of them, and that's what matters the absolute most in this to me. They beat a team with a winning record in the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've now put them at 6-5 on the season. They came in 6-4. We did that. And, of course, things are going to look a little bit weaker when you lose to the Chicago Bears. The Bears are taking care of wins. I don't care how they're getting it done. Right now, the name of the game is finding ways to win football games. We can worry about how pretty it looks later on, right? Let's add that, like I said in the last voicemail. We'll add that polish on, in the offseason going into next season. This year, this team is gritty. Yeah, it sucks that it always comes down to the fourth quarters being interesting, but guess what? We are winning football games. And whether the national media, whether Bears fans, whether whoever wants to doubt this team, that's cool. Be on the wrong side of history. Let's go out here and let's continue to get shit done and see what this team could be this season. And that's it, man. 8-3. 8-3 on the year with 6 games left. Let's go ahead and get this done, man. That is my time for today, guys. You guys know I appreciate you guys so much. Chicago keeps winning. They keep growing, and we keep proving that the culture shift in Chicago is real. The Eagles are next up in a short week, and we'll see if this team can keep the momentum going and get a win against the defending Super Bowl champions. So we'll see. I want to hear from you guys as well down below. What was your biggest standout in this game, in the Steelers win? What are you worried about going into the game against the Eagles? Let me know that down below. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. But that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, High Town up, but Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.